What's up guys, and welcome to this week's video. So today what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be redoing the interior of my car, because while the wrap was pretty cool and I actually enjoyed it for a while, I'm trying to make this car a little bit more visually cohesive. So we're going to be doing the interior trim pieces of blue, and this time instead of vinyl wrapping, which to be honest I personally felt was very tedious and could be difficult at times, especially to make it perfect because I'm not very good with my hands. We're going to be using Auto Dip. Now I don't know if I ever told you guys about Auto Dip before, but Auto Dip is basically just like Plastidip, except the benefit of it is that it goes on glossy, so it's more like a spray on vinyl than it is spray on plastic or rubber or whatever. So we're going to be doing that to the handlebar trim, the radio trim, steering wheel trim, vents, both of them, and the side. That's sort of like the knee pad things. I'm not gonna do the steering wheel trim right now, just because I don't know if I have enough plastic or Auto Dip, and also just because that one's a little bit more difficult to pull out. I have to like unhook the battery so I don't like explode the airbag in my face and all that, and I'll do that one later. But yeah, I'm doing this. Auto Dip is pretty nice. I like it a lot. It's a little pricey. It's pricier than Plastidip, and to be honest, there's not as many colors available in the aerosol form. I think it looks better, and with this specific blue, the Le Mans blue, it actually tends to match. It looks like it matches the World Rally blue a little bit closer than any Plastidip. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Alright guys, update. So, unfortunately I couldn't do everything yesterday, so it is the next day. Everything started getting really dark, couldn't really see. I think currently I'm on like the 6th or 7th coat. They generally recommend you put on 10, but so far this is what it looks like. This is how it's coming out. So all the lighter pieces, you can see the blue is a little bit lighter. The darker pieces are a little bit more darker blue, which is good. Like, this is what I want for the darker pieces. Now I think I'm gonna need a few more thicker, like wetter coats, especially if I'm gonna want to peel these off at a later date. But so far everything is coming out really nicely. A few droplets here and there. I think the second can that I bought is not as good, which kind of sucks. Yeah, these aren't coming out too badly. Yeah, I need some wetter coats. Just gonna do a wet coat since since I've got most of the dry coats on, so I can do a little bit wetter. Lay it on a little bit thicker. Now ideally I'd want to keep it more pointed like this. Unfortunately I just don't have that kind of space. So far turning out pretty good. So that's one thing we're doing. We're actually going to be doing another thing today with the Focus, but I'm going to try to get all this done first. Okay, so the second thing we're going to do today is we're actually going to be putting a headlight tint on the Focus. Now I know a lot of you are like, no, don't do it, like it's so ricey, it sucks, it's stupid, blah blah blah. We're actually not going to do it on the headlights. I actually originally was going to, but then I ended up not buying enough film, and then I ended up deciding on doing something different for the headlights in the future. But what we're going to do instead is we're going to put this on the fog lights because they're tinier, and I think the small accent is actually going to look pretty good. So yep, let's go ahead and do that. I have my tint, I have my X-Acto knife, microfiber to clean it, heat gun down here, which is cool. I parked really close to my apartment. I literally threw like an extension cable like out of my window so I can use the heat gun outside, which is really nice. It's something I wasn't able to do at my old place. So yeah, let's get started, and hopefully it turns out okay. Alright, first one done. It's not perfect. There's some mistakes right over here. But honestly, like, you can't tell. Like, unless you're really close up. See that one right there? They just cut it kind of weird. This one over here. But from far away, I think it actually looks pretty good. So yeah, let's go ahead and do the other side. Alright, and that's done. Not terrible. Not super good either, but luckily I have enough that I can always redo it in the future if I need to. But yeah, I think it looks cool. If you guys haven't noticed, the Focus is going to be more of a green-black build. So I'm getting some green vinyl wrap. We're going to be doing some green accents. I think it's going to look good. Yeah, so stay tuned. I'm going to go back and keep putting some more coats on my BRZ interior. I think we're kind of at like 8 or 9 coats right now, so it should only take maybe one more wet coat and we should be done. But I want to make sure the colors are at least somewhat consistent when I put them back in the car. So we'll go check on them right now, and then yeah, we'll see where we are from there. Alright guys, finally finished all the auto dipping on the parts. Did not come out perfect. So here's the finished product. I'll put it in the car. So not bad. On the camera you can tell it actually looks okay, but in person, honestly you can see kind of a lot of drip marks and things like that. If you're gonna use auto dip, make sure you have a lot of time to spend, because I think with auto dip it's a lot, you have to go slower. So compared to Plastidip, with Plastidip, because the rubber part actually dries relatively quickly, you can kind of do wet layers like pretty quickly. With auto dip, a good solid layer on, which means doing a light, like multiple light coats, like we're talking like 5 light coats before you can start doing any wet coats. Now the problem is each coat takes about 10 to 15 minutes to dry, and to do 5 light coats you're looking at a minimum, 50 minutes, so like an hour, just to get the first 5 base coats. That basically gives it the foundation so that when you do the wet coats, it's nice and even, you don't have any of the drip marks, things like that. And it will come out a little bit more like this piece. Like this was done a lot better. Even then, like this looks pretty good, but it's still not perfect. I think also with auto dip, you really want to focus on one piece at a time. I tried to do all my interior at the same time, and I think because of that, nothing really came out super even, and that's kind of my fault. But you know what? Lesson learned. And unfortunately that's just the way it goes. All my pieces back, so I have the interior trim here. This one, unfortunately, I didn't tape off properly, and when I pulled the tape, the auto dip started coming up. That's again my fault. Hey, things happen. The nice thing about this is because it is removable, you can do it again and again and again. I don't know if I'll do auto dip again, to be perfectly honest. I think I might. If I will do this again, I think I might stick with Plastidip, personally. Just cause like this was, not that it was like difficult per se, but it wasn't, the quality of it wasn't quite what it could have been. And I don't know if that's maybe just my process. It probably is, let's be honest. Like, I'm not the best at this. For now, it doesn't look bad. Let's start putting the car back together. So let's do air vent. These are easy. This came out pretty good. The door handle. not too bad. So I'm gonna put the rest of the car back together and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Alright guys, and here's what it looks like. So I'm gonna do this at a later date because I don't have any more auto dip. I also messed up here pretty bad. So I'm gonna redo this part. And I also messed up here. And I literally just gouged that right here. So I'm gonna redo those 3 parts and then do this at a later date, and just need to buy some more auto dip. But other than that, I think it looks pretty good, matching more to the outside of the car. And I'll just have to redo those parts later. Yeah, I was getting kind of tired of the teal purple color shift vinyl, so I think this works a little bit better and it's a little bit more flashy. I might, you know, this car I'm definitely doing a more blue black theme. Duh, I mean that's, most people do that, but just for my own enjoyment. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. We'll definitely do more mods in the coming weeks. I'm gonna try to get back into that once a week video. And yeah, thank you very much guys for subscribing. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.